Morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm already sweating. The humidity has got to be close to 100% out here. We had 4 inches of rain in 45 minutes. This whole garden flooded. But here's the thing. Every year we deal with disease here in Georgia on our tomatoes, our cucumbers, and it's hard. It's hot, it's extremely humid, and we get a ton of disease. I will tell you the one product that you should use in your garden if you truly want to fight disease, especially in hot and humid climates. There's a bunch of folklore out there or homebrew recipes, and I want to read something real quick. Okay, from a modern bioscience and efficiency standpoint, this product is the best all-around consumer grade choice on the market for broad spectrum organic listed, that is OMRI. In other words, if you want to grow certified organic produce, you can use this product. You can't use everything. While homebrew remedies like baking soda, milk sprays, diluted hydrogen peroxide have their place in backyard folklore, they usually only alter leaf pH temporarily or burn surface spores. They do not offer systemic or lingering protection, and they can easily burn sensitive foliage if mixed wrong. This product stands out at the top of the consumer shelf for very few specific reasons. It uses superior biostrain. This product relies on Bacillus, oh my goodness, strain D747. In the world of biological controls, the strain choice is everything. Older organic standbys, which use Bacillus subtilis, were great at their time but have mostly been phased out or discontinued. The double duty, foliar spray and soil drench. Many organic treatments only work where they land on the leaf. Because this is a living beneficial bacterium, you can use it in soil drench too. When watered into the root zone, it colonizes the rhizosphere, boosting the plant's immune system and fighting off soil-borne killers. It doesn't build pathogen resistance. This also will not hurt mycorrhizal fungi colonies, which is one thing we work really hard on here. If you know anything about our compost, we really add in a lot of mycorrhizal, and it will not impact your mycorrhizal fungi. So today, what am I doing? Anne, who is actually Rachel's mom from last year, she spent hours out here pulling all these lower tomato leaves. Most of your disease you're going to see on your tomato plants is going to start low, and then it's going to work its way up. A lot of it comes from the ground, but you'll always see it low. So what we do with our tomato plants, let me show you. We don't grow like a greenhouse. We're not growing on trellises. So what we do is we take all the lower leaves off. You can see all my lower leaves are off, and then we open up the middle. The middle leaves in here, they basically do nothing. They're not gaining sunlight. They're just blocking airflow. So open up your plants in the middle and on the lower and leave this beautiful crown. This will give your tomatoes shade because tomatoes will get sunburn. And this is your solar panel. This is what's feeding the plant. This is critical. So a nice big crown up here, and you usually won't see your disease up here. You're going to see it lower. And let me prove a point. We came through here and pulled all the disease, and look, the only leaf on here really that has it is this right here. So this needs to come off. And we'll have to come out here. You can see it starting lower here as well too. But up here, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I will be treating, I don't want to spray on my crown up here. There's no disease up here, and most of it's down here, and you can get burned. I don't care what it is. So I'm really cautious about spraying this top portion with anything because it's going to be hot. It's probably going to be close to 90 degrees. That sun's going to be pounding down, and I'd rather not put anything on top where that sun's going to be pounding. But up underneath and inside, that's where I'm going to hit. Next, what I'm going to do is do a soil drench, and this colonizes around your root zone. When it colonizes around your root zone, it sends a signal to the plant, and that's how it's quote-unquote systemic. It doesn't necessarily truly work systemic like a lot of fungicides, commercial or synthetic fungicides. A commercial or synthetic fungicide will be absorbed by the roots and go into the plant. Now you can buy that too, but that's mainly for commercial growers, and your plant cannot be considered organic. So we're going to use this. I've used this last year. I saw the best results of control around here. You're never going to stop it. We grow so many tomatoes. Last year we harvested over 1,000 tomatoes. Out there in the field I have a fence, and I'm doing an experiment. And one of the reasons why is disease. I had to be 1,000 tomato seeds, and I'm just letting them grow. And then I grabbed some of those and I transplanted them in our what I call our succession garden. And the succession garden is just for this purpose. If I have a real big disease problem, which we always have on cucumbers too, then I have a second garden already started that's just starting. So in another 2 months, that garden will start to look like this. I'll show you that in a second. Cucumber plants, we always lose cucumbers to disease. This will actually slow that down. You can see how we grow our cucumbers. We have a trellis. We just buy the fencing and T-posts from Tractor Supply. We leave this up all year. And basically as they grow, the cucumbers will hang down. Hello bees. Look at all the bees in here. Isn't that great? And your cucumbers will hang down and they're easier to see. But you really want to take out, you want to open the bottom up, pull off those leaves down on the ground, get rid of all those leaves and open it up. And then we're going to treat that. We're also going to treat that with this too. Zucchini, if you want to protect your zucchini plants, you can do that. It's a foliar plus a drench. You need to do it early in the morning. That's why I'm talking fast to get it done. So let me show you what I'm doing today. I have a watering can. I have the product. It is 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, 1 teaspoon per gallon. I have a little brand new sprayer here that doesn't have anything in it but this. So I have 1 sprayer for my natural bug killer that I showed you the other day on my beetle video. And then I have this foliar spray for the plants. But we're gonna get it no matter what happens. Look at this. We're gonna get it. I mean, it's just, we come to accept it every year. Every year it comes in here. All right, so this is my mixing station. I have a watering can. That's a 2-gallon watering can. And I have a 2-gallon pump sprayer. I'm going to be doing a soil drench and a foliar treatment. And that's basically what, Mr. Rooster, that's basically what you want to do, is you want to treat both. This will protect your foliage and go into your root system and create this growing, living sort of surrounding area around your root system. And then what it'll do is it'll trigger the plant to actually produce something natural to help fight disease. The nice thing about this product here is this is a teaspoon. It actually comes with a teaspoon and a tablespoon. It's only 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon per gallon. And you don't want to over apply it. A lot of people want to try and over apply it. You don't. So just 1 teaspoon per gallon. We'll do some soil drenching, even though we got flooded out here the other day. I'll put it on the roots and then I'll do a spray. All right, so as far as a soil drench, you don't have to do a whole lot. Just gonna put a little bit on each one. And no, this will not have a severe impact at all on your mycorrhizal fungi, in case you're wondering, which we spend a lot of time working on. But if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on this video. That would be great. And don't forget, if you want to grow naturally, look at this. How do we do this with 0 fertilizers? This is beginning of June. How do we do this? And we do it with Dirt Booster Plus. We make Dirt Booster Plus, we put it into the soil, then we make our super compost with it. Get some Dirt Booster Plus. Make sure you get it. It's actually probably going to be running low. You can also put it out on your lawn. It's all natural. It works great. We haven't used fertilizers in 7 years. That's all we use is Dirt Booster Plus. We plant zinnias everywhere around here. They're always going to be impacted by disease. Tomatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, whatever it is. This is one of the truly only effective ways that's actually scientifically proven to limit disease and help prevent it. But I'll tell you right now, it's never 100%. Nothing is 100%. You're best off to start this, of course, before the disease. As soon as you see that first sign of disease, you're going to want to go out and do this. But if you're starting to get a lot of disease, go ahead and try it. It's going to help a little bit. It's not going to cure it 100%. Look, when it begins, it's going to be like 91 degrees today. Humidity's got to be close to 80%. We run into this every single year. Sometimes we have to strip these tomato plants and all we have is just a little bit of foliage on top. But it works. But we've got a ton of fruit up here. We also plant the succession garden. So we have a secondary garden that's away from this garden that hopefully will grow up and mature after this one. We constantly lose. I stopped even growing peas. peas just die off. But cucumbers, same thing. Cucumbers have a lot of disease problems, and I'll be treating all my cucumbers, treating just about everything. So anyways, I'll put a link in the description down below to this and the Dirt Booster Plus. Don't forget to use Dirt Booster Plus. Use it on your lawns, your gardens, everything. It's fantastic. And that's about it. Thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later. I got a lot of work to do here today, Doc.